Sony RX100 VII. This little pocket wizard packs a 24 to 200mm zoom, tracks eyes like a caffeinated hawk, and shoots faster than most action heroes, all while slipping into your tightest jeans without a fuss. The autofocus is so astute, you might feel like it is reading your mind. And the video features are so stacked even your serious mirrorless might side-eye it. But beware, the stabilization can get jittery if you try to vlog on the run, and the battery goes on naps more often than you would like. It's wildly pricey, and the menu system can be a fiddly labyrinth, but if you want mighty performance in a mini-body, this is as good as compact gets. 9 out of 10. Panasonic Lumix DMC-FZ300. The Lumix FZ300 is like your sporty friend who insists on wearing hiking boots to brunch. A bit bulky for a compact contender, but that 25 to 600mm constant aperture zoom makes it ready for anything, from birthday cakes to birds in the distance. Its autofocus is snappy, and it shoots nearly as fast as you can blink. With a lens so sharp in the center you might cut yourself, but the edges do flop a little and it sulks in low light. If you can live with the size and only sometimes pine for more detail, this camera is all about big zoom energy on a working-class budget. 7 out of 10. Ricoh GR III. The Ricoh GR III is the brooding artist of compact cameras, slipping quietly into your pocket while harboring a secret. A massive image sensor and a 28mm lens that turns everyday street scenes into photogenic glory. Its handling is legendary, autofocus is nimble, and the images come out so gorgeous you will never want to use your phone again, but that fixed lens means no zooming on a whim in video. Well, let's just say you should not expect movie magic. If you are all about sublime photos, supreme portability, and living that minimalist life, this is your tiny creative soulmate. 8 out of 10. Ricoh GR IIIx. This little pocket ninja snaps to life faster than you can say decisive moment, giving you crisp images with a big, beefy 24-megapixel sensor and a 40mm lens that's sharp enough to shave with. The colors pop, the macro mode is legit, but plan on carrying spare batteries because the power drains faster than your enthusiasm for group selfies. No zoom, no nonsense, maximum street cred pocket rocket. 7 out of 10. Fujifilm X100 VII. This camera looks like it belongs in a French jazz bar and shoots like a tech genius, packing a glorious 40-megapixel sensor, tactile dials, and in-body stabilization that's smoother than my pickup lines. Plus, the image quality makes even your cat look like a model. It's not exactly wallet-friendly and might freeze like your laptop once every blue moon, but the colors, film modes, and pure photographic joy are totally worth the hype. If you manage to actually buy one, and remember to charge before a long photo walk, you might never take bad pictures again. 9 out of 10. Sony CyberShot RX100 VII. Sony jammed a 24 to 200mm zoom lens, lightning-fast autofocus, and burst modes wild enough for squirrels on espresso, all into something that fits in your back pocket. The image quality is awesome, the video's sharp, and the new microphone jack is vlogger bait, but the battery disappears on you. The touchscreen feels ancient, and at this price, you might expect it to pour your morning coffee. The Swiss Army knife of compact cameras, but brings spare batteries and a credit card with headroom. 8 out of 10. Sony ZV-1. This pocket camera is a vlogger's dream, with autofocus faster than your caffeine jitters and a lens wide enough to catch everything from your brunch to your bad hair day. It packs a 20-megapixel punch, great photos, a side flip screen for your selfie obsessions, and that sweet built-in mic windscreen so you sound like a pro even if you're narrating your cat's nap. It is missing a viewfinder and fancier video formats, but honestly, if you just want hassle-free grab-and-go content, this one's got your back. 8 out of 10. Panasonic Lumix LX100 II. This one is a compact beast, with a big 4/3 sensor hiding under its hood, offering punchy image quality and a creamy bokeh that will make your dog's nose look like it's in its own perfume ad. The lens is sharp and bright, and those swoon-worthy controls make you feel like a serious photographer, until its fixed screen and lack of weather sealing remind you, hey, don't get too fancy. Still, for street shots or dimly lit pizza parlors, this Panasonic mostly delivers, just don't expect TikTok selfie flips. 6 out of 10. DJI Pocket 3. The DJI Pocket 3 is like a tiny camcorder that swallowed a whole gimbal, super portable, buttery stable footage, and a sensor that actually handles low light without making your face look like Bigfoot on a blurry dashcam. The screen is fun and intuitive. The tracking is spooky good, but do not get this one wet, or you'll be holding a soggy $500 regret. For lightning-fast action or vlogs on the run, this is the stealth ninja of video, if you can forgive its needs bubble wrap fragility. 9 out of 10. Sony ZV-10. The Sony ZV-10 tries so hard to be your pocket-sized vlogging hero, and it nails uncropped 4K video and face-detect autofocus that follow your every move like a caffeinated cameraman. The fully flippy screen is perfect for selfie addicts, but in low light it gets noisy fast, and forget about super steady shots if you like running through sprinklers. The stabilization is basically wishful thinking. If you want solid video and a ton of creative looks in a tiny package but can tolerate the rolling shutter jitters, this one's a decent pick. 7 out of 10. Sony Alpha ZV-E10 II. Sony heard us moaning about battery life and sensor croppage, and the Alpha ZV-E10 II swoops in like an upgrade fairy with a bigger grip, upgraded battery, and buttery smooth 4K video with barely any crop. Hallelujah. Plus 10-bit color for the pixel peepers. It still blasts out great audio with its 3-mic setup and gets extra nerd points for USB-C and improved menu action. But bigger lenses make it wobble, and it stubbornly refuses to learn AI auto-framing tricks. For compact content creation, it's the vlogging darling you'll flirt with longer than your last phone, if you're cool with the price jump. 8 out of 10. Sony ZV-1 Mark II? Meet the ZV-1 Mark II, the little camera that thinks it's a Hollywood director. Wide, 18 to 50 millimeter lens for arm's-length vlogs and group shots, plus a 3-mic array that'll make you sound crisp even while dodging pigeons downtown. Instant touch controls, slick 4K video, and actual cinematic settings mean you'll spend more time editing your face, not your footage, but don't expect magical stabilization if you're jogging. Phones still win there. For anyone seeking a fun, point-and-shoot powerhouse that slides into your jeans without making you look lumpy, this is the compact cam to beat. 9 out of 10. OM System TG7. The OM System TG7 is basically your adrenaline junkie friend who always survives. Waterproof to 15 meters, drop-proof, crush-proof, and even freeze-proof. So unless you're shooting in volcanoes, you're covered. The image quality is solid for a compact, and there's a bright lens plus handy RAW capabilities, but the sensor's a bit small, so don't expect magic at night. Think action hero, not cinema star. It throws in GPS, time-lapse, and social-friendly vertical video, perfect for those who like their adventures documented, and their accidents too. 7 out of 10. Fujifilm X-T50. The Fujifilm X-T50 packs a mighty 40-megapixel punch in a body so stylish it basically double dips as a fashion accessory. This little retro rocket gives you stunning detail, legendary color science, and Fuji's delightful film simulations for instant Insta-glory. The tilting touchscreen and strong build make it a joy on the go, but beware the fiddly Q button and joystick. Try using them with gloves. Your hands will file a complaint. For anyone craving pro-level photo fun without hauling half a suitcase, this is a sweet pick. Just don't expect full-frame performance when pixel peeping the Milky Way. 8 out of 10. Canon EOS R7. The Canon EOS R7 is like a high-end sports car jammed into a small body. Blistering burst speed, responsive autofocus, and 32 megapixels make it ace for wildlife and action. But try finding a good lens, and it's like shopping at a store with only 3 flavors. Battery life and weather sealing are great for wild adventures, and image quality is king for an APS-C, even if noise and low light means your raccoon pics might look haunted. If you're already in Canon's lens club, you'll have a blast. If not, grab a map and start hunting for glass. 7 out of 10. Nikon Z8. This so-called compact is basically a muscle car in disguise, cramming a whopping 45.7 megapixels and 8K video into a body that's compact. Only if your definition of pocketable means cargo pants for giants. The autofocus is so good it practically reads your thoughts, and the color science will make you look like a pro even if you accidentally shoot everything with the lens cap on. If you want all the power of a full-frame beast but your chiropractor says no more 3-kilogram cameras, this is your swanky ticket, but good luck fitting it in your fanny pack. 6 out of 10. Canon SX740 HS. The Canon SX740 HS zooms like a paparazzo after a celebrity meltdown, tossing a ridiculous 24 to 960 millimeter lens in a body small enough for your jeans, but just do not expect magic in low light or from its aging little sensor. Its party trick is that 40 times zoom, but if you compare its image quality to anything fancier than an old smartphone, you might need to squint and apply generous amounts of optimism. Fun travel buddy, yes. Future museum piece, not so much. 5 out of 10. Canon PowerShot G7X Mark III. The Canon PowerShot G7X Mark III is the cool vlogger's pocket sidekick, rocking a big-for-its-class 1-inch sensor, a tilting touchscreen, and video skills sharp enough for YouTube stardom. But sadly, no viewfinder or hot shoe for your fancy mic fantasies. It shines in low light where your phone would tap out, tosses out crisp 4K footage, and even lets you live stream while the world admires your steady hands, not your shaky selfie stick. Small, snappy, and just stylish enough to suggest you know what you're doing, even if you don't. 8 out of 10. Panasonic Lumix FZ80D. Here's a bridge camera with a zoom so mighty you could check if your neighbor is flossing from across town. But try shooting at max length, and your photos suddenly look like they've been sprinkled with grainy breakfast cereal. The autofocus and 4K modes behave, but the teeny sensor means even your phone will serve up sharper snaps. and the build feels about as plasticky as a toy robot at a flea market. If you absolutely need the zoom or love features galore, sure. But for image quality lovers, swipe left. 4 out of 10. Kodak PixPro C1. This pocket charmer weighs less than a chocolate chip cookie and brings retro vibes to your hipster party, with creamy colors straight from a forgotten film roll and a flip screen ready for ultra-casual selfies. Sure, it skips the zoom, so grandma is staying out of those faraway group photos, and most shots are lo-fi delicious. Just don't expect it to challenge your smartphone unless you really, really love nostalgia. Basically, it's perfect for lazy vloggers and folks who miss the days when cameras were tiny and fun, not tiny and terrifyingly smart. 7 out of 10. Canon PowerShot V1. The Canon PowerShot V1 is like a compact camera fresh out of a spa day. It's eager, friendly, and outshines rivals, especially for vlogs or anything involving faces in motion. Even the autofocus hustles with 30 shots per second. The ultra-wide lens means you can actually fit your squad in frame, and the stabilization mostly keeps things smooth unless you're sprinting. But beware. The lack of a viewfinder and flash might leave street photographers pouting. Still, for creators tired of grainy smartphone clips, this pocket rocket is simply a smart upgrade. 9 out of 10. Sony RX100 III. The Sony RX100 III is the tuxedo-wearing ninja of pocket cameras, slipping into your jeans like it's undercover, and then popping out a tiny electronic viewfinder just to flex. Photos and videos look dazzling for something this tiny, thanks to a giant 1-inch sensor and a lens bright enough to make your smartphone jealous. But do not expect to zoom in on that distant squirrel doing parkour, because it stops at 70 millimeters. Fantastic controls and colors make you feel like a pro, but your wallet will definitely be crying all the way home. 8 out of 10. Panasonic Lumix Z60S. Panasonic's Lumix ZS60S is that friend who says they love travel and actually means it, showing up with a ludicrous 30 times zoom to photograph everything from the Eiffel Tower to yesterday's bagel crumb under your table. In daylight, snap happily away and enjoy the touchscreen and quick autofocus. But as soon as the sun sets or you hit play on that 4K video, the little sensor turns your memories into a smudgy, slightly confused watercolor painting. Still, it's tough, compact, and does the job for vacationers who never leave their hotel after dark. 6 out of 10. Panasonic Lumix ZS99. The Lumix ZS99 is your suitcase-friendly zoom cannon, ready to stalk distant wildlife or your neighbor's barbecue from the comfort of your patio with 30 times optical zoom and more shooting modes than your last 5 phones combined. Image quality actually holds its own in decent lighting, but move indoors, and the retro spirit of 2009 digital smudginess swoops in, making your poodle look like modern art. Fun to use and full of options, but if you dream of big sensor magic, you might want to keep swiping right. 7 out of 10. Canon PowerShot SX740 HS. Meet the Canon PowerShot SX740 HS, the compact camera that comes with a zoom lens so wild, it'll let you stalk squirrels from 3 blocks away and still claim you're doing wildlife photography. The autofocus powers up quick, but every time you snap, there's a split-second delay that will make you wonder if the shot actually happened, so good luck catching anything that moves faster than a houseplant. It's a solid pick if you love zoom and saturated colors, but in low light, it's got more noise than your neighbor's karaoke night, and detail softer than grandma's hugs. Modern smartphones will easily shame it. 5 out of 10. Sony ZV-1F. The Sony ZV-1F is like the vlogger's best mate, sporting a super wide lens and crisp 4K video, ready to make your cat's nap look Oscar-worthy, but its autofocus twitches more than a squirrel on energy drinks and just cannot keep up when you move. The fixed lens means you're zooming with your feet, and while it's fantastically pocketable, the video color is only 8-bit, so don't invite it to any high-end editing parties. Buy it if you want quick vlogs and fun features, but anyone wanting reliable video autofocus will wish they read more reviews. 6 out of 10. Sony RX1R. This little chunk of camera packs a full-frame sensor into a body smaller than your ego during a group selfie, with a Zeiss lens that serves up delectable, creamy images right into your pint-sized pocket. The colors look lush and focus is snappy, but forget about a viewfinder and get ready to squint like you are trying to read the fine print on your only pair of sunglasses. For photogs who crave portable power and style but hate tiny quirks like average battery life and, well, squinting, this gets 6 out of 10. Sony RX1R II. If you ever wished your compact camera could punch above its weight, the RX1R II delivers a 42-megapixel full-frame sensor and a Zeiss lens that turns street shots into art without needing a gym membership for your bag. The image quality is jaw-dropping, perfect for travel and low light, but that fixed lens means you will be zooming with your feet. Plus, video features are trapped in 2015 and battery life taps out before you do. At half the price of its flashier big brother and still full of pocket-sized magic, this legend scores 7 out of 10.